Hi, this is Alvin with kickstartcommerce.com, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to integrate your WordPress website with the Mailchimp email service. And so we're going to do that by way of a few plugins, but if you're not familiar, WordPress does have the capabilities of integrating with Mailchimp, the email service. And if you're not familiar with Mailchimp, you visit Mailchimp.com and set up your account, and I believe you get something like 2,500 users or up to 2,000 subscribers. As they refer to users, you get up to 2,000 subscribers and up to 12,000 sends per month free. So this is one of the things that I look at and I say that most businesses miss the total concept of a subscription list and how valuable it is. Every visitor that visits your website, if you have downloadable media or media that can be downloaded, such as white papers, articles, you name it, or various tools. So, for instance, I have SEO tools. Then, if you don't have a way of catching or capturing a person's email address, like for instance, I use this form on the right hand side so that people can sign up to receive free resources. If you don't have a form like this on your website that's there constantly, or you don't use a pop up, um, then you're missing out on a great opportunity to actually build and generate an email list of potential customers as well as existing customers. And that's just one of the ways that you can actually begin to generate additional revenue. So we're going to jump into it. I'm not going to use Kickstart Commerce. I have another site that I use in terms of tutorials, and it's a simple WordPress site. This is the admin area for it, but this is the simple site in itself. It uses the 2016 theme, and it is hosted at InMotion Hosting, which is a very reliable, affordable, and speedy. They offer speedy service in terms of load time, um, page loads for WordPress websites. So if you have a WordPress website, I encourage you to check out WordPress hosting offered by InMotion Hosting.com. That being said, let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and jump into the admin area, and hopefully I can remember my password here. And once you get in, one of the first things that you want to make sure is to go to your settings and go into general. Make sure that this is selected, the membership, anyone can register, and that the new user default role is subscriber. There are other roles there. Please set it to subscriber, nothing more. If you set it to administrator, then you give someone that you don't know off the street the ability to undermine your entire site. So be sure that that's set to subscriber. Once you do that, let's go to plugins. You'll go to add new here at the top, and you'll go Mailchimp for WordPress first. You'll install it. And you can go ahead and activate it. And then we'll go back one more time. And this plugin that we're adding will be called Mailchimp User Sync. The reason that we're doing this is most times there is a registration from WordPress, where WordPress allows your users to register on your website. And so if you use, for instance, I use Easy Digital Downloads on one site as well as WooCommerce on another site. And so as users register to buy products, then what happens is you need a unique way to sync those users. Those users aren't going to be automatically synced to WordPress. So we'll install Mailchimp User Sync to make sure that anyone who registers from our website will automatically be synced to our Mailchimp account and subscriber list. So we'll go ahead and activate this plugin. And then what you'll notice is once we activated the Mailchimp for WordPress plugin, you now have an option over here in the lower left hand side. So you can go ahead and click that, Mailchimp for WP. And once you install it, then you'll have to, because I had already installed it before, and it had kept a bit of my information, you'll have to create a Mailchimp API key, and you can do that by clicking the Get Your API Key here. I already have a key there, so that I've already pasted that in. I saved changes, and it lets you know that you are connected to your Mailchimp API settings. In the same instance, it'll also, once that successfully loads, then it'll load your list. Now, if you go out to Mailchimp and you create a new list, then you'll have to come back and click the Renew Mailchimp List, and it'll renew the list. You can also add forms, which I won't necessarily walk through in this. You can also add integration points, and it'll show you which integrations are enabled and then which ones you have available. And then you can go to user sync. And this is the important part that you'll want to make sure is that when you go to user sync, you'll want to make sure that enable auto sync is selected yes, so that when users register, then it will take their email address and add it to the designated Mailchimp list that you select here, which I have just my basic Kickstart.com, test.com newsletter selected here. So anytime someone registers from the site, it'll add them to the newsletter. That being said, there's also a double opt-in. Typically, you want this selected yes, because essentially you want to make sure that it's not a robot that's coming through just registering people's accounts and adding users to your Mailchimp subscriber list. Because again, you only have 2,000 subscribers or up to 2,000 before that you'll have to pay, or rather you'll just meet the limit. And so you don't want people coming in taking up space that don't need to be there. So that said, make sure that double opt-in is set to yes. Role to sync, you can sync all roles or you can only sync subscriber. In this instance, what I would say is only sync the subscriber roles, because those are the people that you are more concerned with. You're not really concerned with your contributors, your editors, authors, and so on. But the subscribers are the people that you're going to want to constantly communicate, and they're going to want to communicate with you. So I would just sync that role, and then you can basically begin to sync, and this is all optional stuff here. You can sync Mailchimp fields. So you can sync the whatever field, whatever the name of the user field is, to the Mailchimp field. It's optional. So once you complete that, then you save it, and your settings are saved. And that's it in a nutshell. That's all you will have to do to synchronize. If you ever wanted to sync manually, you can come here under user sync and synchronize all, and it'll go and resync all of the users based upon the giving role, or based upon all of the settings that you have here. And then there are webhooks in case you want to synchronize to the WordPress database. I don't necessarily suggest doing that, but you can if you want to get into more of advanced feature sets. So that being said, that's how you go about integrating your WordPress website to Mailchimp, and then how you sync user registrations to your Mailchimp newsletter subscription list. So that being said, I hope that this tutorial was worth your time. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me a comment or visit us at kickstartcommerce.com. And if you have questions, feel free to use the Contact Us page, and complete that, and I'll get back with you. Thanks for your time and look to see you around.